Welcome to the underground. Here on this December 11th, 2024. Let me get Mike check in the house. Raymond, quick with it. Bella, thank you. Thank you for the feedback, y'all. Usually right out the gate, seems like there's always a little buffering, but then it goes away. Hang in there. I don't know what else to say. It's the way it goes around here. Done everything under the sun to combat all the connection issues. Sometimes these things are out of my hands. So I just appreciate all the feedback, everyone that joins. Got a lot to talk about here tonight. I just try to keep it pushing. Usually, if I do disconnect, it's only briefly. You hear the OBS, you'll hear that tone go, it'll do it again a couple seconds after that. That's literally how long it disconnects, only for a couple seconds. And usually, it's not even there in the stream afterwards. But, yeah, false flag coming, you think? Yeah, we've got a lot to cover. I want to thank everyone that shares the stream. If you got any info to get to me, send it to dabu7@yahoo.com or at me in the chat. If you got something live, something popping off, or pertaining to what we're talking to, something breaking, at me in that chat, at dabu77, and gets my attention. I know you're talking to me. I can respond or I can catch it. Try to keep one eye on the stories and then one eye on the chat the best I can. And that's how we keep it moving around here. Really going to dive in, as you can tell by the title, The Truth About the East Coast Drone Mothership and Swarms. So a lot of information breaking today in regards to these drones. And, everything's fluid. Everything is always constantly changing. New information could arise any minute. And we've seen just that today. Kentucky in the house. Much love. So, much love, Grizz, Scott, John, everybody out there, all the mods. Good to see everybody. Good evening. It's been a busy day already on this. And I got a lot to go over. I was also part of a live stream. Shout out to Jay Reacher and the crew. They brought me on as a speaker on a live stream today over on X. And a lot of talking there. I'm going to play a little bit of that. The layout, how that's done over there is unique, a little different than over here on YouTube. We'll listen to some of that conversation, what other people are saying, what they think, and things of that nature. And go over some other news here. So I'm going to start off with a few of the lighter things, as always. Work my way up into the main story. And then on the back end, all the political stuff, war stuff, and all that. So I want to start off here with a shout out to anyone out there dealing with these wildfires on the West Coast. As you can see, I got the Malibu wildfire there in the title. They're saying that the beaches of Malibu are empty. This wildfire tearing through large portions of Southern California and the coastline, consuming homes, vehicles, forcing residents to have to flee. They're saying, including legendary actor Dick Van Dyke, to flee their coveted hillside properties. It's interesting. I saw him saying something here recently. Oh, it was a clip him getting out of a car. And they were like, what do you think about Trump winning the presidency and this and that? And he's like, I'm not going to live to see it. Basically, he's old. And, yeah, that's the Inferno tearing through. I don't know if we got anybody from that area that listens, but yeah, thank you, Spiro, for relaying the information there. Good to see you, my brother. Pixie, Gabe, E. Fitz, everybody. Raymond. I just hope everybody is safe. That's all I can say. I've dealt with wildfires before. And, it's if you got one creeping up on the doorstep, it's kind of like a hurricane. Like, get out of there. Like, have a plan. If you've never dealt with it before, It's nothing to take lightly. Wildfires can creep up on you, and before you know it, if you're in there fighting one, it can cut you off. It can, like, all of a sudden seal off, and you'd be surrounded. I've had it happen to me, and it's scary. You just have to jump through one of the lines, whatever line you think is the thinnest, and jump through and roll. Um, Anyhow, these things I believe are a weapon. Okay, I know we have normal wildfires. We have things that happen. But at the rate that these things pop up and where they target, it's weaponry. It's attacking certain areas that they want cleared out, wiping out. And man, some of these wildfires, we have seen neighborhoods, house after house, reduced to ash. Like, not even like nothing left, just like pure ash. All the trees around them still standing. How? How did the fire get to the house if it didn't come with the trees? If people just open their eyes and ask common sense things in some of these instances, they're screaming that something's not right. And yeah, when you go to these places and like the cars are melted down in the driveway and everything else, like it's unreal. It's like a super type of heat is hitting some of these places. Um, we caught on camera in Texas them doing something from a helicopter. And right as they flew away, smoke started to rise. And this is when North Texas got hit really hard and hit our cattle area, targeted it. And I got an update on that here tonight as well. I mean, it's weaponry. It's not hard to go into a drought area and hit it with a laser and to spark something, let me tell you. I don't know. Like I said, yeah, paradise, all the stuff that we've seen out there. Dues, for sure. You know it. And it's a real thing. Not only with that, but HARP is very real. All the weather modification is very real. The cloud seeding, the ionospheric heaters, these are all real. And they're tools that they use to play God, especially with the weather. And when you can use weather as an undercover weapon to wipe out all kinds of people like Asheville, in all kinds of other places, it's easy for them. But they only get chances to do these things, when the window of opportunity opens. Like, you can only steer hurricanes and flare them up when it's hurricane season. So there's, windows for everything, just like the tornadoes, things like that. But anymore, the crazy flooding, rain bombs, they can drop them anytime, anywhere. And they can also start these fires anytime, anywhere. So just a heads up. Keep it pushing. I've mentioned to you a lot about coal because I think it's a vital resource that God gave you, where anyone that's got property. It's something that you've got that is going to help to keep you alive. It can give you energy. It can give you, fuel to fuel your home, especially through a gasifier, to heat your home, things of that nature, if you have to. Electricity, coal-fired electricity, has been the biggest thing. And they've shut it down in my lifetime, all throughout Kentucky, where I'm at, all through West Virginia, all these different areas. They shut down coal country and they made it poor. They tried to make these states poor, take away their natural resource, make them poor, bring them to their knees. And somewhere, well, it was the scam. It was during lockdowns and all that. My state woke up. It was like, you know what? We're not playing these games. They reversed course on all this stuff about shutting down coal plants. They're like, we're not doing it. We're keeping it on. And the fact that they did keep them open, it saved lives because we were hit with a very bad winter. And I think that with Trump getting in there saying, we're going to change all these things for power. You need to watch out for this one because this could be a huge thing. I don't know if you recall, but decade or so ago, maybe a couple decades now, it's been some time, but they deregulated the energy in this country. And a lot of people went around getting absolutely rich off of it because instead of people having to pay one set price through a national provider coming in, they let other people come in, open up shop, and buy chunks and sell it for cheaper through different markets. And they deregulated it. And then it made someone be able to go door to door and go to your house, knock on the door and be like, hey, you want me to save you a bunch of money on energy? Say you're a business. And they're like, yeah. And be like, okay, well, let's sit down, let's look at it. And what they'll do is they'll pull up all the numbers, they'll look up everything right there, boom, they'll lock things in, they'll lock in a contract. And these people getting rich because they're setting into motion residual income. Really, if you're looking for a way to make money, look into that. Coal could see the same thing. Let me tell you, if coal seen deregulation or something like that under Trump, because that's the only environment you're going to see it. It's not ever under any other president, I don't think. But under Trump, I think it's highly likely in this atmosphere. Given some huge event don't happen and take it all off the table. But this is a big time thing. Coal and its exports set for new record highs in 2024, and it shows you that they're selling it, making money hand over fist, and they're selling it to what's perceived to be our enemy on this world stage, like China. They're selling it in record amounts. So, Trump's doing away with all that climate crap, and he's going the other direction with it. So that's why I say if the door opens up, this is going to be huge. And if it does happen, anyone that's sitting on property that has seams of coal, natural gas, all that, it's going to be worth so much more. Yep. So, yeah, sometimes you gotta see where your opportunities are at. It's like I say with gold and silver all the time as an investment. People are like, you can't eat gold. I'm like, all right, I get that. Right? But as an investment, you surely can take advantage of the fact that they're not taxing it in most states now. That's huge. So, like I'm saying, take advantage of these windows. If you come across a piece of property out there for a decent amount and it's got potential natural resources on it, I'd get on it. Much love to all my people out there that's been making moves. Thank you for sending me updates and pictures and messages and just keeping me in the loop of how you guys are doing. I know some of you guys got your own projects going on out there, and you're trying to work on your own communities and things like that. I'd really love to come out and check out what some of you guys got. If you've got something going on, email me. Again, dabu7@yahoo.com. Love to always see and hear what's going on. Meet great people more than anything. And I usually do that at our conferences, and I'm not having one thus far anytime soon. So if somebody else is having something, let me know. Would love to at least spread the word, even if I can't make it, but I'd love to make it and just meet good people. That's what this is about. We're in that window. We're in that window. We talked about it for months and months and months leading up to it. Now we're in it. This window between election and inauguration, we're like, so many different things can happen. And if somebody left a comment earlier saying that you feel dizzy because they're throwing stuff at us from left and right, so much stuff, well, it's definitely picking up pace. We just gotta try to stay on top of it the best we can. I just mentioned a second ago the whole cattle crisis, them targeting our cattle. Well, here you go. Our nation herd size continues to drop. So, if I was reporting that it was bad, last year when these attacks were going on, well, it's like worse than ever since like the 60s. It's like it's going off a cliff. Quantum. Thank you. Much love. Thank you for the super chat. Much love and respect. Crown Jewels in the house. Much love, my brother. All my UK cats, Japan cats, Australia cats, Africa. Everybody, Mexico. Everybody's checking in all the time. Canada. Much love to everybody. New Zealand. Gonna be getting into the main headline here in just a second about this whole drone thing. I've just got a couple more, and then we're gonna tear into that. A handful more. Go through this economic stuff. About 5 or 6 more articles here, and then we're gonna dive into the drone stuff. Got to make mention here though that they're telegraphing what is to come. They do this often with many different things, but this was inevitable, I guess. We always knew that Prince William would become king. It's about to happen. It sets the stage for a very crazy time in history. You know, like I don't know. I don't live in a country where there's kings and queens. You know, it's a bit different. You know, so um, the power and everything has to do with the royal family, crown jewels. um, it's gonna be in this man's hands. William, we knew it. I remember a long time ago when they were telegraphing him holding a white lamb, and he was holding the lamb's foot. He was showing all this symbolic stuff, and they were comparing him to the same stuff that you hear about with Trump, about being the anti and all this, and you better watch him in the final days. Well, guess what? What timing? Because his dad ain't doing the greatest. His dad will have the throne for probably a very short reign compared to the Queen, because the Queen was around for a long time. And when his dad goes, when King Charles goes, and King William is there in motion, man, I think he's gonna be the one ruling for a long time. And I mean, anything happens to him, she's the queen. This is the king and the queen right here, stepping into the fold. Just get ready for it. We're gonna be talking more and more about it. Look, crown right there saying kingship stolen by the Brits. Well, there you go. I mean, and who could speak to it any better than you? I mean, coming from the UK, I mean, you guys know this is your stuff, your backyard. Yeah, man, it's just and we talk about how they've hijacked everything. They've hijacked everything. Anyhow, I just wanted to make mention because it's kind of a big thing. Apparently his dad's not doing too good health wise. I don't know if he'll make it to the next year or so. I mean, seems like he's not doing the greatest, and they could just come out any time and be like, look, he's got like 6 months or something like that. No one lives forever. So it's inevitable. Could be something we see in 2025. And you know, there are such things as to where these guys could abdicate, or they could like step down from the throne before they even die or whatever, and just pass it on, pass the power on. Go ahead and establish it, and actually live to see a piece of that reign. You know, instead of him like trying to be king, you know, he knows that William's going to be it. He could like pass it on to him before he passes away. It doesn't often happen, but it can. It's all about that bloodline, huh? Well, here in America, I got an update. They usually pass this around Christmas or when everyone's gathering for Christmas. They often have in the past. When people are not paying attention, they pass the NDAA. Every year they revise it, and this covers all kinds of national emergencies. Let me remind you, just going back to the Obama era, they had put in this NDAA that when they call for a national emergency, how ironic that Trump's doing that on day one, that they can take possession of every bit of food in this country, every bit of fresh water, every pond, every lake, every single resource. for national security reasons. Our government put that. That was back in Obama's time. Now, all they do is refresh this every year. They just continue it. They continue it for another year. They sign it around this time. And they stuff it with all the stuff that you're never going to see or hear till it's too late. You wonder how they get this certain things passed? They cram it in a time like this. They'll try to get it into the NDAA. And it's supposed to be the National Defense Authorization Act. But $895 billion they just got here. Okay? But the House passed it. So all they got to do is sign off on everything here, House, Senate, and then boom. You're talking almost $1 trillion. You're getting up there near the T word. Trillion. More and more. Starting to be used more and more. More common. I mean, Elon's closing in on being the first trillionaire. And it will probably be here soon, within this stretch, Trump's administration. So I'm just saying, that's a huge chunk of money. They're printing it, they're spending it, they're laundering it, they're doing all this stuff. They just got about $1 trillion more to do whatever with. Okay, so Biden says that Trump is going to inherit a strong economy in hopes that the incoming president doesn't ruin it. You all know this is a bold-faced lie. This is beyond gaslighting. It's a bold-faced lie. You know this economy. Well, first of all, at this point, you should know everything's rigged. All these markets are heavily rigged, even the precious metals. And as much as we talk about it and everything else, they've proven it. They've been busted rigging them. So, until it's completely gutted, and you have like full-scale investigations into things, which it brings me back to Nancy Pelosi, the whole investigation, the shooting that just happened, this United Healthcare CEO, and him being involved in high-level insider trading. That's it just shows you right there. It's going on all over the place. But the inflation, the way people are living, man, oh man, I'm going to play this clip. We ain't got much longer to deal with this guy.
Next month, my administration will end and a new administration will begin. Most economists agree the new administration is going to inherit a fairly strong economy, at least at the moment. An economy going through fundamental transformation that's laid out a stronger foundation and a sustainable, broad-based, highly productive growth. That is my profound hope that the new administration will preserve and build on this progress.
Off the stage. Can't much stand listening to him, but yeah, that's what's going on. But I'll be honest. He could be telegraphing, a huge event here that's about to go down. In terms of all this, Trump even said it himself. He's like, they're about to hand us a whopper. Other economists and everyone else said they called it a turd. Okay? For lack of better words. They're saying that they're handing off to Trump the worst shape that anything could be in. The only reason you're seeing certain things in the stocks right now is because they're getting pumped. They're just getting pumped. That's it. Everything is just pumped on Trump news. They're calling it the Trump honeymoon. And it will die off at a certain point because it did last time. The same thing happened last time, man. Okay? The cycle. A boom. Everybody got all hyped up and hyper, and then it dumps off. Everything ends up peeling off. Nothing stays bullish forever. There has to be a pullback, at least some kind of correction, healthy correction. You can't stay parabolic forever because when you see them going parabolic with the whole thing, the only answer to that is a hard crash. But these tariffs could spark just that. Look what they're saying here. Supply chain disruptions and all this stuff. Well, yeah. It can definitely happen because China's already started it. They're not sending drone parts out, this and that. Gallium, other metals. Um, I've told you it's already started. We're in a Cold War. It's already begun. And as soon as Trump gets in there, it's going to become official. But this world is a stage. It is a stage, man. I'm telling you, we're getting played. Something huge is about to happen. The dollar, could it get dumped? Well, yeah, at any moment. Don't forget, BRICS just unveiled this brand new currency. And as soon as it goes live, it will counter the dollar. And as soon as they back it live with gold, like they're talking, it's over. Who is going to want to take U.S. dollars when you can take this Russian or this BRICS currency and you can go redeem it at a bank for gold? The way that everything was supposed to be. It was originally before they took it away from us here in the United States. And that's just a warning, because if they try to make a move like that here in America to back any kind of currency or save the economy or do anything at any point in time, they will most likely try to take gold, the gold and the silver, repatriate it, take it back, and say that it's for a national emergency. They'll probably let the people keep a little bit, and they're going to make a move on it. I don't know if it'll be this administration or not. It's definitely in the cards here. Our dollar is losing reserve currency status. So, and check this out. If you're into markets, if you're into trying to make money somehow, CME just rolled out these brand new 1 ounce gold futures. They start in January. Okay? Let me tell you something. Are you ready? I've given you some big ones already. Especially with gold. I've been telling you to get into gold and silver since 2017. So where it's gone is just insane. Where it's going to go from here is even higher. Whenever you put ETFs into motion on something, it affects it largely because people could start to put money on it on futures. Okay? And when you watch the futures, it can kind of give you even bigger idea where things are going. Now, when they did this with Bitcoin and everything else, it made it blow up. When they did it with Ethereum, all the talk gets hype around it and it starts to blow up. Well, remember, gold is a real thing here, not just a digital nothing like Bitcoin. So on these futures, as gold rises, they're going to explode. And this is something just to keep an eye on, be mindful of if you're out there trading or if you're just looking to invest. I've already told everybody, this is an economy where the whole thing can come down at any time. The gold futures is an option. I'm just saying it. I personally, if you were to say, do you want to put money in the gold futures or do you want to put money in the real gold? I'm going to say give me the real gold. Give me the real, right? That's the route that I'm going to go over contracts. But if I was investing in contracts or something like that, this is big because it's definitely going to run hard. Carrie Ray, thank you for the coffee. It is the best way to support the channel, and I appreciate it more than you know. Again, there's all kinds of different places out there that you can pick up the gold and silver. Take your pick. There's several different places out there. All right. This brings me to the main story here tonight. Talking about what's going on here with these drones. At this point, and we're going to go through a lot of information here, but at this point, I'm convinced that they are just that. They're man-made. Okay, for people that want to keep pitching aliens and things like that. When I see something out there and I have the people reporting to me and showing me something that looks like UAPs, UFOs, things of that nature, orbs, then I'll show it. We'll talk about it. We'll cross that bridge and everything else. But that's not what we're seeing. By all accounts, Every single person, even trusted people, and much love, Colin. Shout outs to all my people out there that send me in information. All my people in Jersey that are witnessing this. Firsthand accounts, sending me their own little clips and saying, look, that's drone. And from the description I've gotten, I get a lot of people sending me information. These look like small planes, is how people describe them. And we're going to look at some images. I'm going to show you here what I think they are. There could be a couple of different versions here. But you can hear them hovering. They have green and red lights on them. That is, you only put green and red lights on it because you're following the rules. Do you understand? Of aviation here in the United States. Oh, the drones have them, and you use them to fly. Okay, the green and the red. Anyone in aviation knows this. Anyone that's a drone pilot should know this. I am. And I also know that in this country, you cannot get in restricted airspace your drone off the ground. I know this for a fact, Jack. So, this rules certain things out. Okay? It rules certain things out right at the gate. That it's anything civilian. Okay? If it was civilian, first off, they should have easily just told us. If it was civilian at all, it would be a first. I'm talking hobbyist type deal because they cannot get their hands on this type of drone. It's not sold on the public market. Do you understand? Now, if you're someone that's building drones, this would have to be the biggest conglomerate. They would know all this. You see, they do know all this. That's the scariest part about all of it, is I know they know. And that this starts to feel like right before 9/11. Something massive is about to happen. You know they know. Drones are not UFOs. They can be seen on radar, which means when these things fly back out into the ocean, they know exactly where they are going. Do you understand that? They know where they are going. Okay? Now, I got all these different avenues we're going to jump in here, but there's a limited state of emergency that's been put into motion in New Jersey. If you don't know, this could turn into a full-blown emergency at any moment, which just to go into a limited state of emergency, there had to be a good excuse, and their excuse is they feel threatened. Even the newscasters that I've seen and all this stuff, like one lady was like, dude, they're outside my house. They were showing her footage. She's a popular newscaster. She's like, dude, this is going down. Like, you can hear them. They're bussing. They almost look like, from a table size to a small car. There does seem to be different versions of them. Just a couple different versions. But they're all pretty much doing the same thing. They're also, when people go to get their drones up in the air, people's drones are not being allowed to take off. I'm going to tell you, this is the second most protected airspace in America. Do you understand? Second to D.C. New York City, all the airports that are around, Jersey, Newark, it is the second most protected. Okay, there's no way someone is penetrating our airspace and this government does not know. So, the main concern that I'm going to keep bringing up from here is your government is lying to you. That's the biggest issue here. They know what it is. They know who it is. They know what's going on. And they're lying to you. Right straight to your face. They're saying, oh, it's not that. Oh, it's not that. Oh, it's not that. And it's not that. It's like, okay. But you know what it is and you're not saying. Why? That is the biggest red flag, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, flat out. This is them. This is them. This is them. They're behind this. And I'm going to play all types of clips, and we're going to go through all this stuff here. And let me get to the next one. The FBI. different divisions have made different statements, and someone's trying to cover it up. And let's not forget Mayorkas, DHS, they should be tried for treason right now. They are in charge of national security. Do you understand? Mayorkas, he is. They're in charge of keeping this place safe, and it's a setup. It's treason on that man's head, on his watch. It is. So, the FBI gives a shocking confession and says that we don't know who or what they are. That's what they say. And in the video clip that I put out on my channel, we have the guy that's being grilled by Congress. He basically says that, I'm kind of, shocked that I don't have an answer for you. Because he can only say so much. Okay? And I'm going to play a couple different clips here of stuff. I'm going to let you hear a couple of these clips coming from Congress so you can see just how real and raw all this is right now with what's going on here. While I'm over here on Twitter, I might as well just play several of them that I've got lined up.
So last night I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. He has been working it every single night. He's got his own tethered drones chronicling. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there. So we thought maybe they'll replicate it. They didn't, but we thought it was a possibility.
I'm pausing right there for a second. You just heard Mr. Smith here, Rep. Chris Smith, just tell you all that the police on the East Coast in Jersey just witnessed in just one event 50 drones come in at them from off the ocean. Okay? Someone is launching these things from out in the water. So, because trust me, I've been sitting here chomping at the bit. Wish I had the funds. Wish I had a way to get up to Jersey and cover this just for a freaking night. I don't care. I'd chase them. I'd chase them all night long till that sun came up, until I couldn't catch them no more. I can't believe for the life of me no one out there would do this. Well, if they did, you're going to get stopped at the ocean. So we need a boat. We need a boat on the East Coast in Jersey. If anyone out there has a way or has any connections, holler at me, man. Your country needs you, needs answers. And don't be scared. We need to be able to get out with our own drones, out on a boat, in the water, in the evening, and we need, late night, we need to follow these out to where they're coming from. It's not that hard. If you would just get up off that tail and do something. Again, if I had the means to do it, I'd be there. I'd done it. Trust me. But old Dabu7 here is censored and cut down more than you even know. They wouldn't even share on Facebook my last video today on YouTube. Refused to do it. Could not share it forever. And you look at the comments, people were saying the same thing. When this event went into motion about the Mothership today, they were watching it. They were watching it in real time. And they were flat out denying, like my video and other stuff, to be shared to other platforms. It's sick. That's how bad the censorship is. But they're coming in off the ocean was the big thing I wanted to point out there, because we're going to keep coming back to that.
Last night we had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water. Followed.
They are tracking our Coast Guard right there, and they're going to tell you that there's nothing to worry about. Let me tell you, something absolutely huge is about to happen. Something absolute. You can sit here and you can get caught up in all the crap, staring at the lights. You better get a plan together. Something huge is about. It's already happening. It's happening. I mean, what else do you need to see? Maybe you need to drive up there and see for yourself. Maybe they need to start coming to your town, huh? Can you believe that these things are being seen now? Even further inland, way further inland. And they're all around the suburbs of Philly now. So they're spreading out. I'm seeing people on social media getting their stuff together. Like if they see them, they're coming down out of the sky. And all I'm gonna say is, well, people are gonna do what people do, and I don't know if one of these things comes down out of the sky one way or another, and people know about it and get pictures. Dude, we need every ounce of information on them as possible. There was reports that one did come down, but the fire department and the police got there ASAP, and they cordoned the whole thing off. No one could get near it anywhere close to it, to where it went down. And that's the reports that I heard. Couldn't get any other confirmation or information on that, or on any other one going down. Okay, so let me keep it pushing here. We've got a separate incident I want to describe to you. This is on the West Coast. This is over Oregon. These are pilots. This is over Oregon. They're instructed to maneuver as necessary to avoid UFOs, UAPs, or whatever these things are in the sky that they're seeing. And it's happening all over the place.
Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us?
No, we're not seeing anything. I had another one report at like 30,000 feet in the Eugene area. We're not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's lots moving out there.
1596, yeah, they're looking into it.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes up and down. It's pretty crazy. There was some at 30 probably. But, I mean, they're shooting way up. We'd say maybe up to the 50s, it looks like.
Is there traffic actually out about our 2 to 3 o'clock, about, I don't know, 20, 30 miles?
No, is that the 4 different lights going up and down? I'm getting a few reports, but you're seeing it right in front of you now too as well?
It's 2 to 3 o'clock off, about 2 to 3 o'clock from our position. Looks about 20 miles going in circles.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, yeah, we're not seeing anything, getting lots of different reports out there, some at 30, some all the way up to 50,000, about 3 or 4 different lights. Does it look like they're around your altitude now?
No, there's one way up high and one about my altitude. Moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Alright, I'm visually have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude. I'm actually showing him on TCAS. Do you see that one?
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, I do not.
He looks like he's moving towards, it looks like it's moving towards the north. Like I said, 22 and a half miles off my right wing. Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving. 661 on the Fox.
I want to make it clear. These objects are not drones. I wanted to make sure I played this too because there's something huge going on here. And what you're seeing on the East Coast is obviously drone. I haven't seen a video clip yet off the East Coast that shows it's an orb or a UFO that I know of. I've been doing this for dang near 2 decades. I've seen a lot. And I fly a drone. And everything I've seen on the East Coast is drone. But it's like military grade, as I'm about to show you. Military grade. These guys are seeing at 30,000 feet, zipping faster than their jets, these are the high technology. These are the orbs. These are something because they can't see them on radar. Now, let's go back to the drones over here on the East Coast. They damn well can see every single one of them on radar. They can see where they're going, where they're landing. Okay? People are like, why haven't they chased them with choppers since that? Well, they have. I'm going to show you some video here in a minute. Arm up. Think for the coffees. Yeah, and if the drones are spraying or releasing anything, if you guys got any information, send it to dabu7@yahoo.com. Any footage, if you catch anything, if we catch these things dropping one single thing, dude, this is a threat. I'm telling you, this is a massive threat. I don't care what they say. Matter of fact, all the the main facts are right in front of you. The Pentagon are the only ones trying to come out and deny this. I'm going to play that clip. We're going to talk about all of it, okay? And it's all lies. It's like, do you actually believe them when you've got all the proof pointing that something huge is going on? Again, the fact that they're telling you nothing, there's nothing to worry about, is the scariest thing in the world. Now, here is a clip of them chasing. Last night was 12/9. This is posted yesterday. Out of Jersey, right here, someone on the porch, and they're saying what they see is it's a helicopter and it's chasing one of these drones. They're chasing it right here. Maybe some foul language.
Living daylights, man. What the fuck? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Hang on.
There's a helicopter trying to chase it. Now, this is what I'm being told. And again, I was on a live stream earlier, and I'm going to play a bit of that here in a minute, where all this other information was coming in from different perspectives. This is definitely military grade in nature. Just don't forget that, and they're drones. What we're dealing with on the East Coast. I've had some people say maybe it's Project Bluebeam and all this, and I'm like, man, hold on a second. I guess everybody's going to have their opinion. And yes, Bluebeam is always a possibility and a very real thing. But this is not a projection. These are real things that people are seeing with lights that are shining down into the yards. They can hear them. They can hear them. Even send me recordings. They can hear them. Okay, so I just want to set some of these ideas to the side with this. Like, this stuff here isn't aliens to me. It's military grade human technology. And someone's scouting the whole region. They're going over all of our sensitive locations. They're going over top of water reservoirs. They're going over food production facilities, military facilities. And your government, your Pentagon, just your Pentagon this far, wants to turn around and tell you that nothing's going on. Don't worry about it. I don't think so. I don't think so. The UK, if you don't know, these things are swarming over our bases in the UK. So yes, my folks listening in from over there, Crown Jewels, Daz, everybody, you guys definitely have them too. And this has been going on for 6 to 8 years, so that you know. This has been going on and happening for 6 to 8 years. Okay? All this is coming out in the wash right now. But they're trying to tell us they don't know what's happening here. I'm telling you, this isn't good. Our main military facilities and everything else sit right there. Like I said, this is the second most protected airspace that we have that they're coming into. They're going over other military bases, not just here, but in the UK. Okay, so this is not just restricted to the Jersey thing. They've went over our bases in Virginia and also in the UK. Okay, this is huge. This is a massive operation. It's almost like it's like it can't. I don't know, man. They can say this or that and point the finger to any boogeyman they want. Iran, anyone, China, Russia, anyone. The way they are handling this, though, I'm an investigator, man, like Inspector Gadget here. Like, I've been doing this for so long, man. I see their tactics. I can just feel sometimes when something's not right. The whole way they're handling this is not right. So it's like, I don't need anything else right now. Like, I'm just telling you, the way that they're presenting the whole thing isn't right. You better watch out, dude. Like, this isn't good. You're gonna have conflicting information because that's how they do. Let me get to. Let me play this. Play this clip where they're grilling the dude from the FBI and just exactly what's going on. So you can see what's happening in our Congress. Everybody is flipping out about this, right?
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
I got an article right here, mystery drone spotted over New York, New Jersey, prompt calls for federal investigation. What can you tell us about what you guys do know? We do not know the particular specifics of what those drones are.
Is there still a possibility of there being a threat? At the end of the day, that's what my constituents want to know.
I would just mention it concerns me that we don't know the answer to your question yet.
That's crazy. That man is concerned himself, but he is sworn to silence and can't even do nothing. And when put on the spot, that's his answer, that he's concerned that he can't give them an answer. This is bad. This is not good at all. I'm going to play some more of this.
Wow, that's shocking. Our next guest, who led that hearing, warns we still have no way of stopping enemies like China from using drones to spy on us. GOP Congressman Carlos Jimenez joins us now. Congressman, so first of all, this affects me directly. I live there. I've seen the drones in front of my house multiple times. I've been able to record it at least once. So they're saying they either belong to the U.S. government or they don't. And if our military or FBI doesn't know that, that's a problem, right?
Yeah, it is a huge problem, and we as a nation are woefully unprepared for the challenges and the threats that these drones and other drones may pose to our facilities, but also to American citizens.
Who specifically, which agency head would you say is most responsible for knowing this? Who should know this? Who should be on top of this and giving us information?
It should be Alejandro Mayorkas. This is a threat to the homeland. And so both him and also the Department of Defense, if these drones are buzzing around sensitive areas. And so those two are the ones that are mainly responsible. And that's part of the problem, too, is that we have agencies all over the place that have some money allocated to drone defense. It really should be focused so that we understand this threat. By the way, this threat's just going to get worse and worse as these drones become more and more capable as AI is implemented and put into them.
Yeah, when this AI is put into them to control them, which we could be witnessing, to be honest with you, we're witnessing the most high-tech advancement in deployment of military-style drones that's ever been seen. This is the biggest incursion on our country that we have ever had. Ever. You got to go back to the whole Pearl Harbor thing when they came through trying to, with their incursion there. East Coast seen nothing like this. This airspace has never been penetrated like this continuously, night after night. I mean, the people know when they're going to come. It's like clockwork. Every night they show up, they do their thing, and then they go back to where they came from, out over the ocean. Foot TV, thank you for the coffees. Good point. I don't trust none of this. Again, just look at the obvious. The fact that they're telling you that it's not a bad guy. It's not a hostile anyone. Well, it's not our U.S. military. Yeah. Well, or anything like that. Well, the fact that you know that they know and they're not saying anything is the biggest problem. I feel like this isn't going to go on like this forever. Something is about to happen because of it. Look, dude, someone's about to hop on a dang boat on the East Coast. Let me tell you. Because I'm going to challenge someone to do it. If I can't do it, someone needs to do it. You just simply get on a boat and drive out here and scope this region out, man, and do a mission. I mean, you're going to blow it wide open. Whoever can simply do this will blow it wide open. Especially if you go out there and go live and live stream it and just not or film anything. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we're going to find this out. This isn't the moon. Like, we can get to this spot. Somebody should be able to. I'm telling you, challenge is on the table, man. And there ain't nothing wrong with somebody getting in a boat and going out here trying to get answers. If you meet resistance or someone tries to stop you, then we add that to our information and everything that we're collecting here. Oh, so now they're setting perimeters. Now they're stopping you from going out there. Well, then now they're protecting. If that's the case, if you run into that, and then it changes. You add that to the equation. It all circles back to our government knowing exactly what's going on. You can't tell me not. Like, if we were to go to a local airport right now, and we were like, "Yo, pull up the radar," and I was to go out there, fly my drone, they're going to be able to pick up anything and everything. And like I said before, they can stop me from flying my drone, which they have, and they do. They've done it several times. The fact they have no control over these drones to take them down out of the skies shows you they're not on the normal network and being flown on the same frequency. Okay, so I'm going to play this clip. Just want you guys to get a good feel for what's going on here from a couple different angles.
The best information that we have available to us to this point suggests that these drones are coming from offshore, that when we try to make contact with them, they become evasive and elusive. From my perspective, if they are American assets, if they're American military, if they're American drones, and I think we owe the American people answers or explanations, but if they're not American made, if they're not American drones, then I think, we owe the American people action. And if no one else is saying, I'll be the first one to say it, if these are not American assets, then we need to get our assets into the air and blow one of these things out of the sky, pick up the pieces and figure out what we're dealing with. Because quite frankly, we're the United States of America. I mean, I think we need to do a better job here.
What do you think of that statement? I think we need to do a better job here. That's just, again, there's another confirmation. They're coming in off the ocean. Okay, so guys, now we can track this down to right off the ocean, south of New York City, but off like the East Coast, straight out from like Trenton. Okay, because they're coming in over Morris County, and thank you, Gary. Others sent me the information, and all the area going around Trenton and down toward Philly. But again, this is some of the most heavily guarded airspace in the world. They're not concerned, they're saying. Well, if they're not concerned, it's them. Okay? Now you've got to ask yourself, why is your government not concerned? Why are they lying to you about who it is? And why are they flying drones all over the place, spying on their own water stuff, their own power grids, which they could just drive to and do inconspicuously and not even draw any attention to? Unless this is just to literally scare the piss out of everyone, there's no benefit there. Like, going over our sensitive installations. Why would you do that if it was our government? Why would you do that? This isn't a DJI drone that you can go out and buy. You see here, I've got a couple other ones. You can see people. This is out of San Diego on the screen. These are objects in the sky that they're filming. They're catching right there. There's stuff going on all over, you know. But I do believe that there's a difference. Which time we got? We're top of the hour. Much love to everybody out there. Welcome. I was on a live stream earlier. I just want to play this clip here and a little bit from some other people so you can see what people are saying and what they think in terms of what happened. So hopefully this comes through good. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, cool. It's showing me as you as the listener. I'm listed. So, hey, brother, appreciate maybe if you got a moment, you've been chronicalizing the timeline here. Maybe you want to go back a few days and kind of give us to the buildup because you even covered yesterday's information and the day before, and it's been a solid drip of build up to this point.
Yeah, well, this has been happening for about 6 years thus far. A lot of people don't realize that these incursions, they've happened over Colorado. They've happened over our military bases, Langley in Virginia, and they've been happening over our military bases in the UK. I personally, I've been following this stuff since 9/11, deep, you know, for the past couple of decades. This isn't the first time I've seen something like this, and it has all the earmarkings to me as being a huge operation being rolled out by our government, because you can't have it be a psyop if they're not involved. They've got to plant the seeds along the way. Somebody said earlier, they mentioned the Obama video, the movie with all the drones coming out in it. Well, they telegraphed it right there. And these things are all part of a bigger orchestration, just like 9/11. And I come to find out at the end of the day, the characters that pull off 9/11 are factions of our own government, Mossad, and others. And they've been doing this for the past 20 years, from Boston bombing to Sandy Hook to everything. So it's always them. And how can you not see something that's trackable by radar off the East Coast and not know what it is and all that? So they've been lying to us straight to our face, saying everything's okay. And now they want to say it's Iran. Man, this has their fingerprints all over it, if you ask me. They can blame Iran. They can blame whoever. But I feel like something huge is about to happen. They're not here for no reason. And then what? It's they go on the air just like they just did. They blame Iran. They get everybody, all the small-minded people thinking that. And I just see it as being more than I see it as being them. And I urge everyone to just have a plan, because at this point, it's like something's about to happen. These things are flying around, and either they're going to get shot down by somebody, or they're going to start implementing something. As it was said, they could be dropping things in water sources, over food sources, anything at this point. And to me, I just say head on a swivel, all hands on deck. As somebody said earlier, we got this small window until Inauguration Day, and it just seems like anything is possible till then.
Dude, that aquifer shit, or the body of water, dropping stuff in the body of water is terrifying. I don't know if you guys know this, but all your water is pretty much open. You can just fly whatever you want in there.
Thank you so much for your take, Dabu. I think you made some excellent points, that there's definitely been like the groundwork that was laid for this, and the timing of it, you know, right before the transition. And, you know, it's one thing after another. Like, what I'm getting, like, just kind of a pulse check. Maybe it's because of the people that I follow, but it seems that most people are not necessarily falling for it. I'm not, you know, which is refreshing. I'm seeing a lot of skepticism within the within X. Right. So, what do you think, like, in terms of, do you think, or do you know, I don't know how aware you are of, would there be a way to actually prevent Trump from getting into office using something like this?
Well, I'm going to pause it and step in here live real quick and just chime in on all this. That was from a live stream from earlier today. Yeah, Spiro's saying we should do a space on this. Yeah, we should. We should. Like, Jay hollered at me today, got me on the panel, and they were just, one thing led to another. You know how it goes. And yeah, we had a good one. It's a different, when you do spaces over on X, it's set up different. It's different than like this going live or something like that. Like all these different people can jump in. You got listeners, speakers. It's a different setup. It's pretty cool. And you get different people's take from it. You get to meet other people. So, yeah, keep your eyes open for that. If you're not following me on X, make sure to follow me. I'm heavily censored here on YouTube and on X, so you might want to check my pages daily. I'm dropping stuff every day. All right, this brings me back to the government. Do I believe them in what they're saying here? No. But I'm going to play this clip, and I'm going to show you the response. Because have you ever seen this girl before? I haven't. Like, they don't normally send out their, you usually see them do this at the White House. And, Jean-Pierre or whatever, Karine, always comes out and speaks for Biden. But I'm just going to play this.
Jen. Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey? It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time, aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
She's lying. Right there. Where are they coming from? They are going out into the ocean. Where they are, that's where they're coming from. They are lying to your face. So let's start right there. Do I believe them? No. So red flags are flying. They are lying straight to our face, trying to tell you, oh, don't worry about it. Like, act like it's nothing. Like it's not an adversary. You guys going to get a checklist out or something? Write this down on what they're saying, that it's not the Pentagon. They're saying it's not a foreign adversary. Okay, so you can take all the enemies off the table then. Okay, and if it checks out to be, then, they lied. Right here, busted. Okay. It's not U.S. military. It's what she just said. These are the most high-tech military type of drones that you're going to have out there. If it's not an adversary, if they know all these things, then they know who did it again. And that is the biggest red flag in the world. And she just played this last bit again. Like,
is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
Okay. So, she's lying. All you people that live in New Jersey that can hear my voice that are seeing these things in the drone, probably right now, seeming it's dark or who knows. I think a lot of people are seeing them come in waves and different times, but like 2 o'clock in the morning, they're definitely out there all the way till about sunrise. Then they disappear. They're gone for the day. for the most part. It's a lot of nighttime activity. And for the people that have been able to get drones up next to them, they report that these things go dark and then they pick up speed and they take off out of there. We know they've got a capacity to stay in the air for hours and hours, which is unheard of. When it comes to normal drones and what a normal person can get out of a drone, you're talking only 20, 30 minutes out of flight time. To be able to fly something in this far is an operation. It's huge. I mean, just look at it. It speaks for itself. It's a massive operation. These things are coming in, and they're the size of like small cars. They're not small. They're equipped with who knows what. That's, again, one of the scarier things, is we don't know. Are they dropping things out? They're doing something. They're surely not just flying around, just having fun. Get out of here. Something huge is about to happen. So, I don't know if this had the video here. All right, let me just go ahead and play this clip because I didn't. I put out a video on it. This is major. This is the guy that came out, the congressman, if you missed it, that just flat out says it. And we've got way too many like confirmations in different areas coming in that something huge is going on. And also, common sense tells you, okay, we see them coming in off the ocean, and they're going back out into the ocean. There's something out there. They're going to. Come on, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. But yet the Pentagon just lied to all of us, straight to our face, and said there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. Dude, they're busted. They're busted lying right to our face. Again, let's just start right there. They can't be trusted. We know they're flying to something. It's common freaking sense, and they can't even admit that. They can't even admit that. We need to bust this. Again, there's a challenge on the table. For anyone that can get in a boat on the East Coast in Jersey for one night of your life, if somebody can get out there and blow this thing wide open, swear if I had the means to do it, I'd do it. We'd find out. It's there. We need the answers. We deserve it. We deserve it. And if, man, oh my God. Yes, and Uncommon makes the comment, thank you for the super chat. He says about 10 years ago, DHS put out a memo regarding weaponized drones carrying fentanyl and weapons of mass destruction into crowds in areas where they could drop fentanyl into the water. You're not the first one that said that. Where they can drop fentanyl and things like that into our water. Our water supplies are wide open most places, unless you're off grid and you're doing it yourself. They can go right over these open water supplies when no one's at night when no one's around, and they can just be dropping stuff in them. Like nobody knows. You think they're really just flying around? They're not just flying around. They're like mapping stuff. They're tracking things. They're taking in all kinds of information. You can guarantee it. Who knows what they're equipped with, to be honest. And all these are possibilities. We're being lied to, large scale right now. Yeah, it's shameful. It's shameful. It's treasonous. That things like this can go down, that they can let it get to this level. You know they know. If it was just some nobody and it was really no threat to tell us who it is, they won't do it. They just want to play, it's not that person. Nope, it's not that person. Keep guessing. Nope, it's not that. Nope, keep guessing. Hope you're hot. No, this is ridiculous. You're talking about national security of our country. I swear this feels like right before 9/11. That's all I can relate to. This feels like right before 9/11. We are like, we're getting invaded nightly, this country, by drones. It was millions of people across the border at first, but now they're coming in off the ocean with drones nightly. Not a single one getting shot down, just like them balloons. And what did they say long after the balloons, the whole thing came and went? Oh, yeah, it was Chinese, this and that. It was this, oh, man. Like, so they lied to us then when they said the balloons were not a threat, they're this and that. But then we come to find out that, no, it was high grade. They admitted it was all China. And that they steered the things right over sensitive locations. Who is the drone kings of the world? Makers, through and through. It's China. It is China. Okay? They control the whole market. Just go look. Try to buy a DJI or anything like that. That's China. All the parts, everything, it all relates back, and you can't trust anything. Anything that's made electronically, if they got something in, they got a back door in on everything. Remember what I told you about our East Coast ports, all of our cranes? It's a huge red alert. Remember this. We found that in those cranes, there are ways that, like modems, or so to speak, there's a way that the Chinese can remotely tap into our cranes. And now that we found it out, it's like we're sitting ducks, and no one else makes them to immediately get anymore. And it's like you either shut them all down, or they can shut them down if they wanted. Literally, they could literally do it. That's a huge story. That you shut down the port, you flip a switch and shut down the ports. You got drones flying in all over the place. You got 1 million men that slipped in across the border that are here hiding somewhere, probably on all the property next to all the bases, that China owns, which again is treasonous. This is a setup. That's the truth about this whole East Coast drone, Mothership, and swarms. It's a setup, dude. And you know who it is.
In focus now, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people, and from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyist or hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down, whether it was some crazy...
Okay. That is the emphasis right there of what this is a congressman. Okay? He has all this insider information. He's not the only one. All these other people, they know something's going on. The only ones that are coming out and lying about it right to your face is the Pentagon, saying that there's nothing out there, which is ridiculous. We're sitting here watching them come in and go out. They're going to something, and it's obvious. A second grader would know it. You want to sit there and say, oh, it's nothing? Dude, I'm telling you, something is going on huge. The fact that they're not saying anything, Americans should be pissed. They should be pissed because you caught them lying. We've caught them lying. And it means something. When you've got congressmen just not caring, he just said, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Like, he wasn't even supposed to be saying, like, I'm just going to tell you. He may be saying it's Iran because that's what they're leaning and this and that. I don't care who they want to point it at. It's there. The fact is this. It's happening. And boy, I feel like I'm being lied to by somebody. And you know who that is. This guy, this congressman said it should be shot out of the sky. That's what he just said. He's not the only one. The guy earlier in the other clip said it. So many of them have said it, that they should be shot out of the sky. I want to launch a drone and get up near one. Apparently, it's going to outrun a normal drone. It's probably going to be futile. And from what I've heard, you're not even going to get one off the ground in this airspace. If I tried to go up here, if you try to get a drone off the ground anywhere near an airport or within these technological bubbles that's like over NYC and all this other stuff, like, you're going to have problems. Trust me, I know. There's no way. They have no control of this thing. They should be able to bring them down, make this a non-issue. Stop freaking out the public and all this other stuff. They seem to not care about that. I can't get over that. It's a pretty brazen lie from the Pentagon lady. It doesn't matter. It's the truth. It's a lie. They sit there and say that there's nothing out there. Look, yes, there is. There's something out there. And just know, at this point, Pentagon's lying boldly, straight to your face. To reference that video, reference the only statement that they've made. It's nuts, man. Look at this. Ukraine provides. First off, this is like a double headline here. This goes with all the war stuff, but it ties into this whole drone situation. Look what it says. The Ukraine. And this is kind of a shocking headline. They provided the HTS rebels on the ground, the extremists, with 150 drones ahead of the Syria takeover. So there was a whole organizing and a maneuver here before this whole thing in Syria went down, full-fledged from the West. And Ukraine provided them with these high-tech drones. Looky here. Do you see what they look like? Yeah. They're about, this is why people are saying they're gray in nature. This is why people are saying that they look like maybe a small plane over and over, over and over. Just go look. I've played it, man. Just look at what everyone has said. Even the people that have emailed me, I'm telling you. Over and over, the gray in nature type thing. They look like a small plane, about the size of a small car or kitchen table. It's exactly like this. And this isn't like a Predator drone that flies like a plane, because they can't do this. Okay? Predator drones are built different. All those types of, they're high altitude. They have wings and all that stuff, yes, but they don't have the propellers. They're built different. They fly different. They fly like a plane. Okay? These are different. These things can stop just like you're seeing. They can go over any spot just like you're seeing. They can also be equipped with high-grade technology right here in the head of it, just like you're seeing. I wonder if there's any footage of these out there on the warfront anywhere at night, and if we can compare it to what we're seeing. I'm just trying to get ideas here on how we can start to roll things in or out. We're obviously dealing with drones. We got to start zeroing in on who's controlling them, what type, and all that. And this would account for being able to pick up massive speed, for having a gas tank, a fuel tank on it, or like some supercharged new technology type of battery that's on it. But I'm going to go toward, they're getting fueled up on the mothership, obviously. And, you know, to do this, to launch dozens and dozens of these things, you need space. Okay? Start to think about this. Okay? You need space to launch them and to land them and to refuel them and to pull this whole thing off. You need a lot of space. If there's hundreds of these things, like's been reported, you can at least give it dozens and dozens. I mean, they're all over the place, coming in off the ocean, coming in like in reports 30, 50 at a time. Even the one guy said it. The congressman in the on the floor said they were following the Coast Guard in. This is insane. It would be these, equipped with cameras, heat-seeking, everything you can think of, as high-tech as possible. If that's not a threat, I don't know what is. And to have, again, your government sitting here lying to our face is absurd. This is crazy. This is as close as I've seen yet to matching what's out there right now, equipped with, modified up, probably a little bit different in different scenarios. But hey, it's something similar to this. We know it's a drone. And I guess when one finally comes down out of the sky, or somebody gets in a boat on the East Coast up there off Jersey and they drive out there. Listen. It's bringing me back to this. Pay attention to this. And just think about this. Drones this size, if you wanted to even launch 50 of them, what would you need? You damn well need an aircraft carrier. You understand? You need a huge platform. What is a huge platform out there? Some kind of platform is out there. Are they out there just floating around on a platform or on a boat with the platform? What kind of boat has a platform that would be sending military-grade stuff out? A warship. An aircraft carrier. I'm telling you. It's like the only thing that matches it. Yeah, if Elon can land a rocket on a barge in the middle of the ocean, then why can't they launch drones from there? Well said, Quantum. And thank you. Huh? But this platform has to be like propelled, like a boat. It has to have the people on it. It has to have a place where they're safe out in the middle of the ocean, It's a boat, man. Come on. They make these things. It's called an aircraft carrier. Where else can they be coming from? Okay, a submarine comes up out of the water. It's only got so much space to work with, and it's not really flat. If you've ever seen it, and I guess it could be done where you could pop up out of the water, you could launch these things, fly them, do all this stuff, bring them back, land them on it, refuel them, do all this. Same thing, you would need... Dude, this is high. Do you understand where this is going? Just to do this, it has to be a government, a state-sponsored. Animal Black, thank you for the coffees. Thank you for the support. It's appreciated to the fullest. It starts to get frustrating. Because now we're dealing with the same old suspect. They're sitting here trying to gaslight us when we know it's happening. You would think at this day and age, with this going down, a truthful, honest government and everything else, with the media, they'd be coming out like, look, first night, we tracked these things right off the ocean. This is where they're coming from. It'd be all over the TV. It's pretty easy and pretty obvious, if you ask me. They know this. And this is what it is. Counter the threat right then. Don't even have people worried. Actually start taking these things down out of the sky or explain to the people what they are. This is an invasion of people's privacy, and it's a lot of anxiety and fear being kicked up on purpose. Like, I mean, what's the reason? What is the government's reason for not saying? You want to cause panic? You're causing panic by not saying nothing. That's the facts, Jack. You're the one causing panic by saying, oh, there's nothing out there, when everyone's seeing them come in and go right out. So you're lying. This is ridiculous. Uncommon, thank you. Declare war and prevent presidential transition? I don't know. It was asked. That was the last question asked of me on that live stream earlier. Was Dabu, what do you think? Is there anything that can be done to stop the transition? And yeah, there could be. I heard some other guy try to come on there and try to say some crap like no national emergency can stop the next president from becoming president and this and that. Oh yes, there is. There's plenty of scenarios where they could clamp down. I guess some of these people just forget what they've did. They locked us all down, told you to mask up, told you needed papers to be on the highway, essential papers and all this. I don't know, man. It's the same people that did that. People got short memories or what? They're up to something nefarious, man. That's the bottom line to this. So you can rule a lot out. Let's just get to that. Let's just rule a bunch of things out here real quick and then leave the rest on the table. Okay? It's not orbs. It's not UFOs. It's not aliens. It's definitely drones in terms of the technology. Hey, Kevin, much love. I appreciate you. Thank you for that super chat. To the fullest. It's not little green man. It's not the fallen. It's not nothing that we don't have as humans. Okay, let me put it that way. This is drone technology, but I will say it's of the highest. It's military grade. So that's what it is. Who's controlling it? At this point, for them to come out and say that it's not Iran, the Pentagon, or it's not an enemy, it's them. It's them. It's the only thing if they didn't say it. It's the only persons and people they didn't say it wasn't. That they kept out of it. When that lady asked that woman a question earlier, man, she should have stopped short because she asked if it was anything from America. And she almost said something. And then she said, or military drones. And the lady was like, well, no. It's not U.S. military. But she almost said something about if it was American, because that was a question in itself, and that answer would have been golden, but we didn't get it. So, would they tell you if it was Russia, China, or Iran? I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking at this point. They're probably watching right now, trying to assess everything in real time, to be honest. Gauging everything. You know they are. I don't know. You guys, everybody's going to have their opinion at this point, but I'm under the belief from here on out, I could repeat myself all night, but I'm gonna leave it here with this. What I think this is. This is with some caveats, because their lies mean everything here. This feels like them saying, well, it's not us fighting Russia in Ukraine. Well, damn it, it's their mercenaries. It's them. It's not official out there anywhere, and they've kept it, but everybody knows. That's what this feels like. So you're telling us it's not the U.S. military. So is this a contractor? As you said earlier, a DARPA? Who would be tasked for the military to make something like this? Them. So if you want to stare and tell us they're a liar, that it's not the U.S. military, which if we're going to believe you on that, well then it's a contractor. It's a U.S. military contractor. Has to be. For it to not be an adversary, to match what you're telling us, that it's not an adversary or threat. Has to be a U.S. military contractor. Do you understand? That's who it is. There may be your answer, ding, ding, ding. Being overseen by this government. First off, they lied. I can't get over the lie. Once you get you lying, it's done. You're done. And they bold-faced lied. And yeah, BlackRock, DARPA, all these goons, these gangs, the same ones. It's always the same hand, I tell you. Same ones pulling off these events, same one murdering all the people. You know, let me tell you this. I've been doing this for a long time. I feel like I've said that many times tonight, but I have points to it. When I posted my last video tonight on YouTube about a drone, and I tried to post it to Facebook, I saw something go into effect. I saw a censorship lockdown, a clampdown go into effect that I have not seen in some time, a long time. Like, this information, they were waiting on it. Soon as I went to post it, Facebook, they already had it in there to like be blocked. They knew it was coming, which means they had foreknowledge of the whole thing. They were waiting. They flagged it instantly. The video, they would not let it be shared on Facebook whatsoever. I had look at the comments on the video. People were saying it themselves that they were trying. Others later were successful. But dude, there was something going on. I seen in real time something clamp down. I'm telling you this. And I cover a lot of craziness, madness, wild stuff all the time on these shows. We're always breaking the craziest stuff all the time. And I'm covering it daily. I haven't seen them do that in a long time. I'm telling you. So it tells me they're watching all this. Like right now, I know somebody's watching. I know it. And they're listening. They always are anyway. But this is different. This is a big op, too. People want to say it's a psyop and this and that. You can't just say it's a psyop and leave it sitting there. You got to explain it. Psychological operation? Is it just to freak people out? Yeah. Debatable. They obviously want to be seen, don't they? They're not hiding themselves. They're obviously flying around lit up like a UFO. But we know they're not. Flying around everywhere, lit up. When they get, approached by things, they're shutting their lights off. They're taking off at high speeds. Who would do this and why? Why would your government lie to you, to your face, and be flying over their own places? It's caught so much attention. Let's put yourself in the government shoes. Let's put yourself in the military shoes. What they're doing. This isn't the military, like she said. So it has to be a U.S. military contractor, subcontractor, like DARPA and them. So why would you allow and have DARPA or someone in that field? Why would you allow them to do this? Someone could say, well, maybe they're testing. They're testing it. Even they could try to come out and use the excuse that, because I'm trying to figure out, they've got to give us a real answer here soon. Do you understand? They've got to give us a real answer. What's it going to be? You're saying it's not nefarious actors. Like somewhere in here, you're about to get smoked on lies. The only thing it can be is this: a U.S. government contractor, and they're testing it. Why would you allow them to do this? To test it? Well, the military is going to say because before they deployed them, they had to test them. Deployed them where? For whatever reason. So you lied about it? You caused all this confusion? Well, they sure did. They've already been caught. You know, once you catch a liar lying, what does that mean? Do you trust them? Do you trust anything going on from there? Anything around it? I don't. You can. I'm not. Okay? Is some of you out there listening that are a part of this treason? You should be ashamed of yourself that you're taking part in these lies against the people. I don't care if it's your job, you're getting paid to do it. What did you sign up to do, dude? What do they got you doing? Huge things happening in this country, man. And like, we need real patriots, white knights, man. Not sellouts, backstabbers, treasonous, as far as I'm concerned. And anyone that's going along with lying to the people, and pulling stuff off like this, man, is just, you already know. Really can't get over it. Here's one for you. I'm going to try to keep it pushing. Segue out of that, but touch on some other news here real quick. Russia tells its citizens not to go to the United States. You know, there's been a lot going on for over a decade, different administrations, a lot of action, a lot of things happening on the war front of Ukraine. All of a sudden, they're telling their people not to go here. I watch the signs and try to relay them to you. Why would they do that? Do you know why? If you look back through history, have you seen why countries do this, militaries do this? They get their people out before huge events go down that are scheduled to go. We've seen it time and time again. This is ominous. We've crossed the red lines. I'm telling you, something's going to happen, period. Thank you, John Boy. Hey, yeah. You got a bob and weave out here, man. Keep your head up, man. Much love. I don't know. I'm just going to try to skim through some of these other ones here real quick. They're big headlines, but I don't think anything tops this drone story. I went like a round table with some cats. Like, we need a plan. There needs to be a boat rented. If anyone's got one, take it out in the ocean. I mean, all the time. I feel like, dang, like I need to do it. Like no one else is going to do it. I need to do it, but I don't have the means to do it. Or I'd do it. We need a boat and a camera and some courage on the East Coast of the United States to get some answers. And that's where I got to leave this right this second on the drone thing. I don't know. I'm giving you the answer. I'm giving you what I would do. I'm giving you something that would be like James O'Keefe, bombshell, stuff that they would surely censor probably or try to. Just like, I mean, I know it. After what I just told you, that last video they put out, them clamping down on Facebook, hitting it like that. If we went and discovered some bombshell stuff, they would clamp down the same way. They would stop it from being spread. There's something about this. This is bad. This is all the earmarkings of a huge false flag that's about to take place. And if we don't get to the bottom of it, it's like a race against time, dude. It's a race against time. Imagine if the next big event goes down and everybody sat there and it did nothing to try to stop it. Can you live with yourself? Can you? I'm begging someone out there that has the means to step up to the plate. Earn your stripes. And do this. It's not illegal to get in a boat and go out there and look. And if it is, we're about to find out. Do you understand? This is the next step. You can sit back for however long they want to carry this out. And you can play shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's this, it's that. And you can play all these what ifs. Or you can go do it and you can do it. I just gave you the answer, man. You can go to it and you can do it. Take the camera, live stream it, film it. You get stopped along the way. We're going to see it. We're going to find out. We're going to hear what they got to say. We're going to find out more information. Or we're going to find out. You're going to see where these things are landing. Can you imagine the person that comes with the first footage of where these things are taking off and landing? Can you imagine? It's just waiting. Don't be scared. Again, I'm not. I would go. I'm attracted to this like a magnet. If the answer's right there. Somebody in existence out there that can hear my voice has got to be able to do this, man. I may not be able to get you in this life, but I will greatly reward you. I'll do it in this life, but in the next and beyond, in heaven, anything that I got to do, anyone that earns their stripes and fights this good fight against these demons, this is what this is. That's what this is. There's something on the table right in front of us. And thank you for the PayPal. There's something on the table, man. It's there for the taking. It's a challenge. What do you win? What do you win? Well, the reward of being the hero of the day. The one that actually did it and actually went out there and solved the riddle. And again, put out the first footage of this. You blow it wide open. You blow it wide open. Because once you do that, you know what they're landing on. What boat they're landing, what vessel they're landing on. And when you do this, it should be right there listed. You should be able to track everything that's sitting off the East Coast. And if it's sitting there in the dark, and it's not on any of those sites where you can see it, well then, look at what's going on. It shouldn't be a shock, but if you visually confirm it's there, it's over. There is a challenge on the table. I'm telling you, for every American that's out there, this can be put to bed. It sure can. It's not illegal to hop in a boat and drive out into the damn ocean. They're not that far. I'm telling you, they're not that far out. They're not that far out. I'm telling you right now. This solves the whole thing. You blow it out of the water. Literally. This is almost like trying to approach Area 51 type deal. I almost feel like you're going to catch raptor dudes, but out in the water. Like Coast Guard, like something. And if you catch that, I'm telling you, it's a story in itself. You should film every bit of it. What they say, the reason for it. That means that there would be an area that there's you can't enter all of a sudden. And that would be new. That would be brand new. No one would know that. There would be a zone that you can't go into. How big is it? Why? All these questions would fly. Do you understand? Like, we've got to go after this, man. Gosh, man. Oh, man, it's almost got me in, like, it's almost got me like frustrated tears, man. Like, it's that big. This is that big. There's no other story I can sit here and touch on that I've got left on a tab that comes anywhere close to the magnitude of this. Where this goes from here is just, it's just nuts, man. Look, if people out there, people are going to believe whatever they want to believe. I try to present as much information as possible, let people choose for themselves, but the best thing that I can say is don't be so short-sighted. Definitely don't just go believing officials blindly out there on anything. Try to gather as much information as possible. Throw it on the scales. Weigh it out. Take the good from it. Do away with the bad. And end of the day, race against time. I don't think this isn't going to leave me. This isn't going to leave me. This isn't going to leave me. When I wake up tomorrow, it's only going to grow stronger and stronger. And the reports are going to continue. And things are going to happen. You mark my words, things are going to happen. And if it gets to a point to where all of a sudden they just vanish and they're not there no more, like, that in itself is interesting. So we're going to stay on top of this, without a doubt. I've reached out for a boat, and Jay, and you, Ross, got a rudder. What, are you kidding me? TNF, what? TNF, well, no, are you kidding me? You and Ross got a rudder. Are you kidding me? Do you need to email me? Thank you for that super chat. If you're really doing this with the boat on the East Coast, definitely, we've got to connect. We got to talk, like talk. Anyone that's like for real. Because it's a real deal. We got to talk about details and some things, man. A plan, all this. Safety, the whole nine. This isn't, they're watching this whole thing. So let me just get out. I'm just going to pop off some of these last little headlines here and then give my final thoughts. Okay? That's all I know to do at this point. There's a ton of other stuff here, I guess, that I'm just not, it's irrelevant kind of to all this. Let me say, the House just voted, as you can see on the screen, on a $3 billion in funding to remove Chinese telecoms equipment from U.S. networks. We are in a war. We're already in a trade war. It's in a soft, cold war. It's already begun. I've already told you. There's items out there. You can look it up. As this progresses, it's going to get worse. Trump's going to throw fuel on the fire, and we all see it coming because China's already said one of the red lines is tariffs on them and all this stuff, and we know Trump's coming with just that, with huge tariffs on China. So it's only going to escalate. It's going to get worse. So the House is trying to fund to remove all their equipment from U.S. networks. It may be too late. They understand that there's back doors, like I told you earlier. I told you our ports are compromised. Our cranes in our ports are compromised. And they can race to try to get it all taken out. But it's going to be too late. It's a setup. Okay? And thank you so much, TNF. Hope to see that email from you in the information and work on this. Okay, so that's one warning. Here's another warning. Okay? And look, it's getting good tonight. I didn't even have enough room in the headline to put in all the big stuff that's happened. The timing is insane with what's going on. The FBI, warning, and think your cigarettes. The FBI. I just got deja vu from that, bro. Whew. I don't know what it is. I can't shake it. I'm getting like these like overwhelming chills and vibes, man. Like something screaming at me from the other side. Screaming at me from the other side. This is crazy. So the FBI is warning Android and iPhone users to stop sending text messages. So to stop. Stop messaging everybody. Why? Because of China. China. That's it. And again, who's got the best drone technology in the world? China. But again, outside of a U.S. government contractor, it's China. Okay? That's how I see this. Because that's where all the drone stuff comes anyway. All of it. All of it's based out of there. Minus our DARPAs and stuff like that. So, dude, the FBI, they've been telling us they hacked our telecoms and all this, but now they're saying to stop sending any kind of vital, anything personal, anything that can give away your safety or personal anything through text messages. Your location, where you're going to go, where you've been, your routine, anything like that. They're admitting they are watching everything. And dude, this is a huge red flag. Let's just stop and think about this. This has been ongoing. And what are they telling us? They're telling us they cannot stop them. They cannot stop China. They can't get them out. This is ongoing. Has been for months. They're targeting the upper echelons. They've gotten into our DOJ's wiretaps. It's so huge of a story. They're compromised. We are compromised. Our main telecoms are compromised. You wonder why they just spent $3 billion to gut it of everything Chinese? The writing is on the wall, man. They've got us. You can't even. And where's all the iPhones come from? Where's all the iPhones come from? This makes me think whenever all the electronics started blowing up in Lebanon. And I made a comment back then. What happens if it was all the iPhones? Everyone's heads just started getting blown off. And legs and everything like they were in Lebanon. People just getting blown away. Dudes on scooters riding down the road just get their legs blown off. Just random stuff. And it was more than just phones. It was all types of different electronics, which was the crazy thing about it. And I don't forget. I keep track of this stuff. We never got answers for that. They swept it under the rug and away. But you knew the Mossad was connected. But dude, it was more than just one shipment of things. It was all types of different products, which was crazy. We never got to the bottom of it, never got to real answers. Now this, man, I don't trust none of it. Man, you better keep your phone like 5-10 feet away from you. I'd keep it under something. I don't know. I don't even know, man. I don't trust none of it anymore. How can you? They're turning them into weapons. Small bombs. And looky here. Talking about running for the shadows. FBI Director Christopher Wray announces he's done. He's resigning. Really? I wonder, this almost makes me immediately think now, is he going to get a pardon? Like all these others from Biden right now. All the criminals. Everything that's going on. Is that the move here? Because if he doesn't do this, then what? He's just hung out to dry. Well, he's going to get fired by Trump immediately. And you got this Kash Patel running around out here saying he's gutting it. He's fired anyway, and they're going to go through and they're going to get all the files. And they're going to look at all the stuff, this corruption that they've done. So, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of more covering up. But Christopher Wray has overseen a lot. He knows a lot, and this is I don't know. It's not too shocking, I guess. He was going to get fired anyway by Trump, but it just raises the question, is he going to get pardoned? All these pardons getting thrown around. All right, Carrie Lake emerging as the top contender for Trump's ambassador to Mexico. Just going to hit on a couple of these real quick. Despite the media spin, only 2 out of 10 Americans support Hunter Biden's pardon. So, when it comes to the pardons, only 2 out of 10 supporting that. Bill Clinton says that he hopes Joe Biden doesn't pardon his wife, Hillary. Because they start talking about it makes certain people look guilty of certain things. And there is a point to that, I will admit. There is a point, because when they came out saying, oh, but he's going to pardon Schiff, he's going to pardon Fauci, and all this stuff, it's like, whoa. Like, everyone, like, what's going on? Liz Cheney. It's like, what? Trying to protect all the goons. And it's like, well, people are like, well, there's like no dirt on them. Like, then there must be. Do you see what it says? It says there must be. And that's exactly what he's kind of saying here. Like, no, I don't want him to, because it kind of implies that she's guilty of something. And it's like, but you got to remember, Bill Clinton was a sitting president. He's a president, all right? This Clinton cartel has ran all of this, the connections this whole time, okay? And let me tell you something. Hillary isn't getting touched. She ain't never getting touched. She's an untouchable. Haven't you seen it already? Like, not even Trump could touch her and take her out. Matter of fact, he ran his whole last freaking election on Hillary for president. I'm sure some of you got a shirt in your closet that says it, that you bought. And it never happened, did it? Why didn't it happen? Because Trump said, and go look it up. He said, oh, because I didn't feel like it. Just that simple. Had a chance to smoke the Clinton cartel. And did he really? Did he do it? No, he didn't. Okay? Because there's a fine line when it comes to the establishment. When you get to the upper echelon, when it comes to presidents and their wives and things like that, there's a line. There's that bloodline thing where they can play this back and forth, left-right paradigm on all the sheep, but it's one big club, dude. And you ain't it. And that's why she goes untouched. You see? Trump already had her before. Had his chance to do all this stuff. Didn't even do it. So I don't even want to hear it. Don't even want to hear Trump. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Ain't never going to happen. It emboldened her. It emboldened her to think that she ain't never going to get it. Like, she wasn't going to get it then. She ain't never going to get it. And, like, that's true. That's why she's running around free as can be, not worrying about nothing. What do you think about some of these people out there that have been knocked off and lost their lives in connection with the cartel, huh? It's real, you know. There's a long list of real people that have lost their lives suspiciously connected to them. So the Biden regime, look what they just did. This is important. They're covering their tracks. So this is the things that you would expect to see if something huge is about to happen and you're covering your tracks on like the way out the door, like right before it happens. That's what this is. And look what this is. Biden quietly extends the COVID-19 emergency declaration all the way to 2029 to shield and try to protect everybody involved. Every single one, a blanket pardon, pretty much. To cover all these people all the way out to this, and to make it to where Trump can't undo it. And it's like a pardon, a blanket pardon, all the way out to at least this time frame, which is highly suspect. And again, it implies guilt, as guilty as can be. But this is what's going to happen, because you know the Trump administration, RFK, all of them that are coming in, they're going to be turning over all these stones, and they're going to be, some things are going to happen. Okay? Some things going to happen. If they don't, we're calling them out. But some things going to happen. I'm telling you. These people are protected now. Just know it. Any crazy thing can happen. Oh, you know what that does? This also puts this all the way out past the next presidency, the next election, where they got a chance to again rig it or do whatever, just like they did with this one with Biden, and sweep it under the rug forever. Who knows? I'm just saying this is huge. Like you're guilty, and they're trying to hide it. Can't touch them. 2029. This is ridiculous. The update real quick on the United CEO shooter. This is another PSYOP. This is a situation where, remember right out the gate, the two images, okay? We knew right then. They couldn't even get that right. And it was weak. It was weak. First off, the first two images did not even match. The backpack did not match. One was black and the other one, the main one, was silver. And I'm going to go with the silver one as the main one because it was the main one focused on. It was the main one in all the video footage. So if that was the suspect, if that guy was the suspect, the one with the silver backpack, well then that's that guy. That guy didn't have a unibrow. Okay? And these are key things that people are picking up on out there with this. And obviously, call it what you want. This is the fall guy. This is the guy taking the lick for it. They're saying that his fingerprints now match all this other stuff. I did find it odd when they took him out and they tried to take him into the jail. He was trying to yell stuff back to the people that the American people deserved, the truth or not to be lied to, or something. And they were pushing him in real quick. They tried to shut him up, and I found that really odd. How they did it. He was trying to say some things and they were not letting him say it. And that was just suspect. Again, of a guy, he's saying he's not guilty. He's planning to plead not guilty. What if he was set up in a patsy, in this and that? This is what you would do. You would plead not guilty, of course. Your lawyer would come out and say, there's no evidence against my guy. And that's exactly what his lawyer is saying. That there's been zero evidence outside of them now saying that the fingerprints match, which they're going to have to show in court. And until they do, these people lie about so many different things. Things don't match. So right out the gate, we knew this was a PSYOP. They were pumping a lot of energy into this. Well, I say siphoning energy, vamping it, the gin on the other side of this. And lies. That's all I can say to this. It's just lies, and more freaking lies with all of this. All the stuff that doesn't add up. So I'm not going to sit here and try to regurgitate some mainstream theory or ideas. I see through it. Right here, you can see they're saying his fingerprints match at the scene. And right there was the shot. Right there, you could see him throwing him up. He was yelling some stuff. They threw him up and then rushed him over to the thing and threw him inside. And it's man, this is just like the drone stuff. It doesn't feel right. And then you have information like what was floating around. They were saying on YouTube of cryptic videos that were posted online that was done by him. YouTube saying that it wasn't. Saying that the cryptic videos that were posted online connected to this guy, if you see this, I'm already under arrest and all that, that it wasn't him. Then who was it? Who was it? Who was it that did all that and had it uploaded and thought about it and had it all made and uploaded that quickly? Almost would have had to have foreknowledge. Who was it? You won't say that, will you? Sometimes, man, the obvious investigator questions will blow these things out of the water. If you just put it to it. 50 Cent trolling Jay-Z and all them. And I got to give it to 50 here, whether you like the dude or not, because I thought it was kind of funny that he did this openly with what he said. Jay-Z said, hey, they just accused me of raping a kid. So, hey, everybody, grab your clothes. We're going to go see Mufasa. Which he's clowning on him. You know, a kid's show, Mufasa, for teens, for young people. And now Jay-Z's being drug into this. And it's not by coincidence. I told you he would. I told you. We knew it from Jump Street. If you know these circles, I've been following these circles my whole life, man. Like, since I was a teenager, hearing these guys, knowing who they are. And I've despised P. Diddy ever since the deaths of Tupac and Biggie because I've always suspected him of being tied into it and all that for the longest time. But now that Diddy's getting hung out to dry, like they were bragging about being billionaires, being part of this big old billionaires club and doing all this. Even Beyonce, Billionaire B, and like untouchable. And like somebody has pulled the card, like a real powerhouse out there that controls all this by blackmail has pulled the card. So Jay-Z's going down with this. Don't be surprised Beyonce, all of them get pulled in here. Like I told you earlier, J-Lo, all them, they're all going down. It's obvious. Just makes you wonder, man, what's going to happen to P. Diddy in jail. I'm just gonna shoot through. I'm breaking some of these down. I'm just gonna get to my final thoughts here. What's going on? Home and national security. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Here tonight that I can leave you guys with is that Jay from the Ville, thank you for the coffee. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down. But much love. Much love to everybody out there watching live or the replay or whatever. I appreciate everyone that joins whenever, gets it in, shares it. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to check my channels daily. X and YouTube daily. With any real truther, someone like me that's heavily censored, you've got to check their channel daily. I mean, it seems like a side task, but I mean, if you want to stay on top of what's going on, breaking news and information, don't expect to get a notification. Okay? You might get the notification for this live stream 2 days from now. I mean, that's how bad it is. So, again, just check my channels daily in the afternoon. I'm always popping off stuff on X. Just check the X, and you'll know if I put out any videos, anything else that's going on. Much love to all of you guys that join me for all these streams. We're in crazy times. Thank you, mods, for always holding it down. I gotta... Doug, thank you for the super chat. Man, I've got to, I gotta say that this is, I get an imminent feeling. I've never said that before. We cover a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of stuff popping off, a lot of alerts, a lot of craziness I've never... Man, I guess it comes back to the same thing. We're in that window, right? We need answers. Because we're being lied to. We've proven that. We've proven that. That Pentagon, that they try to tell us, all this stuff about getting hit on Blind 11, the Pentagon is telling us all this stuff, and it doesn't add up. They're trying to tell us there's nothing out there where these things are coming from. And I can't get over that. I will not get over that. I do not accept lies. Our national security, it deserves better. The American people deserve better. We deserve truth. We deserve answers. And if it's us that have to go and get it, then so be it. Remember, we are the media. We are that now. Mainstream isn't nothing. It's the people. It's in the hands of the people. Yeah, they're always going to censor. And it's going to be interesting to see where the censorship goes on this one from here. Because this is huge. They've shown me today, again, by censoring and not allowing my last video to get posted to Facebook, that they were ready for this. This is a massive operation. Okay? That's what we're living through right now. This is a huge operation. Them drones probably out right now over Jersey. If I was there, I'd be turning my camera on and going out live, and we'd be chasing them. As long as I have a connection, in battery life, we would be chasing them, tracking them. That's what should be done. There's just not an excuse. Again, if something happens and someone could have done something to have prevented this or got us answers to, I don't see how someone could live with themselves. There's a challenge on the table. I guess that's where I'll have to end it here tonight. There's a challenge on the table to get answers for someone to get in a boat and to go out and to track these things. And it's going to be a night thing. I advise you, if somebody's going to do it, get in a bigger boat. I don't think they're too far offshore. I really don't. These things are being fueled. They're not going that far. They're already spending a lot of time, I say, hours over the mainland. They've only got a 3 to 4 hour, gas tank period. They're not going too far out there. I'm telling you, they're not going too far out there. You may see they go somewhere that, who knows? Well, I feel like this is it. This is the thing to do right now, is put this to bed and to get solid answers. Once you have footage of this, of these things landing, where they're taking off from, it is over. The details and the information that you bring at that point changes everything. Everything. We immediately get to figure out, what's this boat? What's this craft? What is this that they're landing on? And that will tell us everything. That will tell what that boat or that vessel, who that is registered to, will say it all. It'll say it all. They're not perfect. We can bust them. You understand? Or not. Or sit back and do nothing and just wait for them to attack us. Okay? Or do something and blame it on someone else. This has all the signs and the red flags, all the earmarkings of a huge staged op. And of this magnitude, it's scary. It's nuts. Not trying to have anyone be scared. Should you be concerned? Yes. You should be highly concerned, super concerned about this whole ordeal. I don't see it going away anytime soon. If it does, well, we'll talk about it then. If they disappear the moment that we get organized and get a boat out there, wouldn't that be telling? Then you'd know they were watching. I'm gonna watch it anyway. Then it must make you feel like I don't know, like you're not doing nothing bad, but it's almost like that's the feeling that you get. Like, to go out there and go on a boat and figure this out, like, well, I don't want to get in trouble. How are you going to get in trouble? How are you going to get in trouble? For what? Huh? How? 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 If there's nothing there, as they said. Yeah, this is everything Jade Hill was meant for. This is nuts, man. I can't get over it. I don't even know, man. I just hope you guys are safe. If you guys got anything you want to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com. If you got footage, if you've got anything connected to this, if you've got an idea, if you've got a boat, if you've got a plan, any of it, I appreciate it. I appreciate those that spend the time here with us. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the evening. Not much more I can say instead of talking in circles on this, I feel. At this point, the main thing is that we need to get action on this. There's not another single, and outside of like a huge event happening, like somewhere getting bombed right now, or like a brand new huge event going down, there's like nothing that touches this. This is all hands on deck. You talk about an incursion, an invasion, and all this stuff. If you're one of the people out there that want to buy the Pentagon lies, just leave my channel and don't never come back, okay? If you want to help them propagate the garbage and work against us, you're on the same side as the treasonists. You understand? You better be careful where you tread. Everyday Americans waking up constantly, and they're seeing everything around us, and they ain't falling for it no more. Just like the girl said earlier in that live stream that I was on today. People are not, they're not buying it. They're not buying it. Oh boy. I love you guys. Interesting times. Man, if we can get something like this organized, it's exhilarating. Get a whole crew. Get 20 people. Everybody wanted to meet up and go do something, and let's do it up there. Let's just do it. Huh? Something's got to happen, man. Or not. But, all right. Much love. Good night. I'll see you guys on the flip side if God doesn't return in the coming days. I'll see you here next time on Underground World News Live. Till then, stay safe. Keep them eyes to the skies. everyone out there that supports the channel. It's truly appreciated more than you know.